Hi, my name is Ross Piersma, for those of you who haven't met me. When I read through our classes' descriptions of their identities, one thing that I noticed right away was a lot of people started off talking about family and their relationships to family members. So I chose for my first artifact this World War II Bible. It belonged to my grandfather. It was given to me by my grandmother after he had passed away. He passed away when I was 10. She gave it to me in high school. Um, From the looks of it, you can tell it's about 70 years old. It's made out of leather, but the leather itself is pretty worn. The pages are no longer white, they're kind of like a faded yellow. The print's still pretty easy to read, though. Um, and it has my grandfather's signature on here and kind of where he left. And he highlighted some Bible verses on here as well. I chose this artifact because, for one, he's like the greatest inspiration of a person that I know. He came to this country when he was 5, very poor, and he ended up dropping out of school when he was in 8th grade to support his family because his dad passed away. Um, he joined the military during the Great Depression so he could kind of have a way to make some money. He fought in World War II, and then he ended up starting his own business and doing well for his family. Became mayor of his own town, even. And he was just a great human being. He was very religious and active in his church. I can't say that I am super religious. However, I did choose a Bible verse out of this Bible that he had highlighted, and it says, "Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up." It's something that I have tattooed on myself, and it's something that I try to live my life by because he kind of came from such humble conditions. I've always prided myself on never being too high, never being too low, and always trying to stay humble and embrace some humility, which I think is really important as a teacher. My second artifact, a little more fun. I chose this flask. It has my wife and I's date that we got married. She gave this to me on my wedding day. It's made out of some light metal and some wood. It has mountains on it. My wife and I lived in Colorado for a few years. We both really like to go backpacking and we love the mountains. For me, it's just kind of that way to unwind my mind, relax, and be in tune with the natural world instead of all the things that I have to do in my to-do list. Um, so I chose this artifact because it's kind of like my sense of adventure. And I work pretty hard in my daily life, but when I get the opportunity to kind of go out there and have fun, get into the mountains is what I really want to do. Also, it symbolizes the love that I have for my wife and the love that we have for the outdoors. Lastly, I chose this Zones of Regulation curriculum book. Not going to really explain what it feels like, but the reason why I chose that is because when I first started in education, I worked with an autistic student at an elementary school. And I remember when I started, a lot of teachers said, like, he shouldn't be in this school. Like, he doesn't belong in this school. And he was pretty violent at times, but I built a relationship with him. We worked on regulating his emotions. Um, and it was the first time I really understood how, as an educator, I could make a huge difference in a kid's life. He used to come to school every day and hit people. And by the time I was done working with him, he spent the last 7 or 8 years of his middle school and high school career, never harming anybody. And I really do believe that he just needed somebody like to actually show that they cared about him. And I think as teachers, we feel busy a lot, and sometimes that kind of gets lost. But that is something that is really key to us to remember, is that we really do make a difference. And if we're able to devote our energy and time to somebody and let them know that we care about them, it makes us feel grateful for the job that we do have, even if we're not getting thank yous every day, just to know that we're making a difference in the world. And that's all about me.